Hello friends, my name is Dr. Suyog Phadke. I am a pediatrician attached to Dr. Indu Khosla's NICU and childcare. Today I will be speaking on a very important topic, that is the drawbacks of junk food in children and teenagers. We have seen in recent years there has been an explosion in the food industry, especially when it comes to the availability of different kind of foods and the various marketing strategies which are used to promote them to children and to teenagers. Not all of these foods are healthy, especially the foods which have a very high content of sodium, of fats, of sugar, of artificial flavors and additives, and these are known as junk foods. We as humans are genetically programmed to crave calorie dense or calorie rich feeds. So each time we see or smell a junk food, there are certain neurotransmitters and chemicals which are released in the brain. Now, especially in children, when a child takes a bite of a junk food, for example, let's say a burger, now that releases dopamine and other neurotransmitters in the brain. The child feels happy, excited, because the reward center in the brain is activated. At the same time, there is complete lack of control as to the amount of food the child consumes. So the child has a tendency to eat more of junk foods. Also, other habits like watching TV while consuming food and lack of parental control as to how much amount of food the child consumes adds to the problem. Now, why are junk foods bad for us? First and foremost, they make the child put on excessive weight. Junk foods provide empty calories. They do not provide the basic nutrients such as vitamins, very less amount of proteins, and almost no essential fatty acids. All these things are provided by a balanced diet, which a child will not eat if he is loaded up on junk foods. All these empty calories further go on to put on excessive fat cells in the child's body. This makes the child overweight and obese. Such children who are obese in the childhood are at an increased risk of developing high blood pressure, diabetes, and other cardiovascular illnesses earlier in their life. Excessive weight can also cause the child to develop sleep apnea, in which the child doesn't get sound sleep during the night due to difficulty in breathing. This also leads to the brain getting less amount of oxygen. Now, some studies have proven that this can lead to the drop in an IQ by few points. This also affects the school performance of the child, and the child does not score well in his academics. A diet which comprises mainly of junk foods lacks all the basic vitamins and antioxidants. Also, if the sugar content of such diets are very high, that causes significant mood swings in the child. There is irritability, there is lack of concentration, and the attention span of these children becomes very less. The child can either be hyperactive or can be dull and depressed. Junk food fills up the child to such an extent that he might actually not take an adequate balanced diet. Excess amount of junk food can also lead to problems like constipation, as junk foods lack adequate fiber. It can lead to tooth decay if the foods have excess of sugar in them. Foods which have excess of sugar in them can cause tooth decay. Also, if a child consumes carbonated sweetened drinks which have caffeine in them, this can keep the child alert and awake way past his bedtime. This causes the child to have decreased sleep and can adversely affect his school performance the next day. If not junk food, then what should the child have? Ideally, the child should have a balanced diet. Ideally, the child and the teenager should have a balanced home cooked diet which has adequate amounts of proteins, calories, essential fatty acids, and vitamins. A child should have 4 solid meals in a day, mainly breakfast, lunch, and evening snack, and a dinner. The child can have a mid-morning snack which comprises of either a fruit or a vegetable sandwich. The most important thing for a child to remember is that he or she should have a good solid breakfast. Breakfast is the brain's food. Once the child has had a solid breakfast, it gives him energy and the fuel to carry out his work for the rest of the day. Also, the child should eat lot of whole grain cereals like chapatis, parathas, bhakris, and so on. The child should have a good intake of green leafy vegetables along with all the other vegetables. Also, dals, chana, watana, they are a good source of proteins and the child should consume them in good quantities. The child should at least have 2 helpings of fruit in a day. Ideally, the child should have 4 solid meals in a day, comprising the breakfast, lunch, an evening snack and the dinner. The breakfast ideally should consist of either idlis or paratha or upma. Non-vegetarians can have a diet or a breakfast of bread and omelette or paratha and omelette. A mid-morning snack can comprise of a small helping of fruit. Lunch should comprise of fulka or roti along with a vegetable, a salad and a serving of fruit. Some amount of rice can also be had during the lunch. An evening snack is somewhat similar to that of a breakfast. It can be a vegetable sandwich or a idli or a poha. The dinner would be similar to what the child has in a lunch. It will comprise of soup, roti, vegetable, salad and rice. Along with a balanced diet, it is very essential for the teenager to have a daily physical activity of 30 to 60 minutes in order to maintain good health.